Ladies and gentlemen, friends, seekers of truth, I invite you today into a reflection, a meditation on a simple yet profound idea. People fall for what you make them feel, not for who you are. At first glance, this statement can sound disheartening, almost cynical. Does it mean that no matter how good, intelligent, or unique we are, the world only values us for the emotions we evoke? Does it mean that our inner character is invisible and what truly matters is only the impact we leave on the hearts of others? To some, this truth feels unfair. To others, it feels empowering. But whichever way we perceive it, the reality remains. Human beings are guided not by cold facts, but by feelings. We remember not the details of what someone said, but how they made us feel. We are drawn not to the abstract essence of a person, but to the emotional experience they give us. This is not just a philosophical observation. It is backed by psychology, neuroscience, and the stories of everyday life. Today, I will take you through this reality, explore its beauty and dangers, and finally invite you to consider what it means for our relationships, our careers, and the way we live. Let us begin with memory. If I ask you to recall your happiest day or the most painful heartbreak of your life, what rises first in your mind? Likely, it is not the chronological sequence of events, not the technical details, but the feeling that day carried. You remember the warmth, the joy, the sorrow, the sting, the exhilaration. Emotions are the glue of memory. Neuroscience teaches us that the amygdala, the emotional center of the brain, plays a crucial role in encoding memories. Without emotion, events slip through the cracks of our minds. But when an event is wrapped in strong feelings, whether good or bad, it sears into memory. That is why we remember our first kiss, the voice that comforted us during grief, or the laughter we shared in moments of simplicity. It is not what happened, it is how we felt. So when we say people fall for what you make them feel, we are pointing directly at the human operating system. We are saying, people may admire who you are, but they will stay attached to you if and only if you awaken emotions that matter to them. Consider love, the romantic kind first. Many of us long to be loved for who we truly are, the unfiltered self behind all masks. But reality whispers another truth. Most people fall in love because of how we make them feel. The warmth of being understood, the excitement of novelty, the security of loyalty, the confidence of being desired, the comfort of laughter. Love is not just about seeing the other person, it is about seeing ourselves reflected in their presence. Think about it. When someone says, "I love you," what they often mean is, "I love the way I feel when I'm with you." This is why relationships sometimes fade even when nothing visibly changes. If the feelings fade, the bond loosens. And this is also why toxic relationships can survive longer than they should, because despite harm, the emotions, whether passion or intensity, are still strong. This truth is not limited to romance. Friendships thrive because of the way they make us feel seen, accepted, or joyful. If a friend constantly leaves you drained, judged, or ignored, no matter how good their intentions are, the friendship withers. People may admire someone's virtues from afar, but they choose closeness based on emotion. Let us move into another field, leadership. Great leaders throughout history, from Martin Luther King Jr. to Winston Churchill, from Nelson Mandela to Mahatma Gandhi, did not move people simply with logic or credentials. They moved people because of how they made them feel. They ignited hope, courage, unity, resilience. Even in our workplaces, we remember not the exact words of a manager, but the sense they gave us. Did they inspire us? Did they make us feel small or capable or valued? Did they bring calm in chaos or chaos in calm? Leadership is not a transaction of intellect. It is an exchange of emotional states. People follow leaders who make them feel safe, strong, and purposeful, not necessarily leaders who are the smartest or most qualified. And yes, this principle is harnessed in business and marketing as well. Companies know that people buy not products, but feelings. You don't buy a car, you buy freedom, status, or security. You don't buy perfume, you buy allure, mystery, confidence. You don't buy clothing, you buy identity, belonging, or expression. Behind every product is an emotional story. Now, this truth carries a danger too, because if people fall for what you make them feel, then it is possible to deceive. It is possible to manipulate. Politicians do it, con artists do it, toxic partners do it, that understand that perception is stronger than reality, and they learn how to play the strings of human feeling to their advantage. This is why charisma can be both a blessing and a curse. Charisma is not about the essence of who you are, but the emotional aura you project. A charismatic person may not have integrity, but they know how to make others feel important, seen, excited, or hopeful, and so they follow them, sometimes blindly. It's a sobering reminder. While people fall for what you make them feel, it doesn't mean they're falling for truth. Emotions are powerful, but not always accurate. A person may make you feel safe while leading you into danger. A product may make you feel confident while exploiting your insecurity. A leader may make you feel proud while steering a nation toward ruin. So where does this leave us? If people fall for what you make them feel, should we then perform endlessly, trying to shape emotions to keep others around us? Or is there another way? The answer, I believe, lies in authenticity. The goal is not to manipulate, but to align. Not to fake emotions, but to allow our genuine presence to evoke the best of what is real in others. Because while feelings can be faked in the short term, in the long run, only authenticity sustains. The irony is that when we are most ourselves, when we are deeply honest, vulnerable, kind, or passionate, we naturally evoke the feelings that matter most. People crave genuineness in a world drowning in performance, and when they encounter it, they feel safe, connected, alive. That is what they fall for. Yes, people may not fall for who we are in essence, but if who we are expresses itself honestly, then the feelings we awaken will not be illusions, they will be bridges, real bridges. Let me bring this down to the everyday, because lofty ideas must live in our actions. In relationships, don't only ask, do they love me for who I am? Instead ask, how do they feel when they are with me? How do I feel when I'm with them? If the emotional exchange is nourishing, the relationship thrives. If it is draining, the bond erodes. In communication, when you speak, people may forget your words, but they will never forget the feeling you left behind. If you're a teacher, let your students feel inspired, not just informed. If you're a parent, let your child feel secure, not just corrected. If you're a friend, let your presence feel like safety, not judgment. In leadership, remember that authority alone does not inspire loyalty. Emotions do. Lead in a way that makes people feel valued, capable, and motivated. They will remember you long after the details of your speeches fade. In self-awareness, recognize that others respond not only to your intentions, but to the emotions you evoke. If you wish to change how people relate to you, ask not only, "Who am I?" but also, "How do I make others feel?" Finally, let us step into a deeper dimension. If people fall for what we make them feel, then what about the relationship between us and the divine, or the universe, or whatever transcendent reality you believe in? Why do people commit to faith, spirituality, or meaning? It is because of how those beliefs make them feel: a sense of peace, belonging, hope, awe, humility, or love.